My first impression of boudoir photography was that it was something that perfect people did to celebrate their perfection. I know it's a little cringy, but it really wasn't until I actually started shooting boudoir that I fell in love with it. As a former wedding photographer, I would have a few clients a year ask to do boudoir for their spouses. It was something that I photographed on request, but when I really connected with it was one year I decided to do a boudoir marathon for Valentine's Day. And I'm thinking, you know, all these women are gonna come in and do boudoir shoots for their partners for Valentine's Day. What actually happened was that all of these women came in to do photo shoots for themselves. It had nothing to do with partners. Half of them didn't have partners. The other half could care less if their partners ever saw the images. And I started realizing that boudoir is something that we do for ourselves. It's not performative for other people. And that day I photographed 8 different women in one day, and I learned their stories. One client was an abuse survivor. One client had been through a major health crisis and was trying to find herself again. Another client had just lost her spouse and was just doing something for herself after that loss. And it was the stories that I fell in love with. All of the reasons why people do something to celebrate themselves, to make themselves feel better, to feel more enriched in their lives and feel more connected with themselves. That was the moment that I fell in love with boudoir. A few years later, I decided to try boudoir for myself. So I decided to do a boudoir self-portrait, and let me tell you, that was a little bit of a struggle because I would set up the camera, turn on the timer, run across the room and try and pose before the camera clicked. A lot of hilarity ensues when you're running across the room naked, trying to get your own photos. But even that very first photo, I walked back to the camera, and when I saw the back of the camera, I just had this moment of like, everything melted away. All of my insecurities, everything that I saw every time I look in the mirror, I realized that those things were still there, but they didn't have nearly the power that I gave them. And I started to see myself as a whole person instead of a walking tummy with legs or walking cellulite or all these things that we magnify in the mirror. I really finally could see myself for who I truly was. And I think that just made me realize how powerful this genre truly is. At this point, I no longer shoot weddings at all. I am 100% in boudoir and have been for several years, and I don't imagine that changing anytime soon. So I feel like there's this shift from feeling like we have to be perfect in order to have this experience to realizing that it's all about celebrating our imperfection and what makes us unique. So if you're an imperfect person who would like to have this experience as well, reach out and give me a call. I'd love to work with you.